Hey collectors, Anthony from HNE here, and today we're taking a look at Sergeant Kup and Flintlock and Orion Pax and quote-unquote Optimus. Actually, his Titan Master slash Headmaster doesn't have a name, but I'm giving it Optimus. It makes sense to me. Just a word of note, while Kup was a general sales thing you can pick up pretty much anywhere, Orion Pax was only available in a 2-pack with the Cybertron Games Optimus Prime in a deluxe form, which they recently released in a Voyager upscaled form, which is way superior. But I got the set for him. I already sold off the Optimus, so I wanted the Orion. So let's start this way. We're going to transform Kup into his vehicle mode and then Orion into his robot mode. Just a note, Orion's head is not his original head. I believe I did some weird thing involving Gator Prime, Ultra Magnus, and this Orion Pax to basically mishmash things, so I like the way the heads look better. Anyway, so here's Kup, and he looks pretty good. His colors are a little darker than I'm used to, I think. It's the same problem they had with Blair. It's like just a little too dark, and they look better in the Japanese version. But here's his head. Got kind of a bucket head thing going on. They do a lot better with his head design in Studio Series, but you know, this is like 5-6 years before that figure. But nice setup going on here. It's an easy figure. He comes with these 2 pistols that actually combine. They form. Oh, if I can get it out. They form a kind of a seat, a platform for his mini con trans Titan Headmaster guy. And yeah, it's decent enough. The same weapon is with Prime there, or just say Orion, I should say. But then of course, here is his Prime Master. So not new there. And transformation on him is not too difficult, and I'll tell you, there's some parts from other figures you can kind of go, oh, okay, I see where this part came from. And I found a lot of the figures in the Titans Return series really part swapped. There's just like a lot of parts from different things, so it's just interesting the way they do that. Now, his legs do something similar to Hound, where you basically unfold them to form the side of the vehicle, which I thought was pretty nifty. And let's see if I can get it to unpeg. Oh, sorry. So yeah, you have to unpeg the front and back panel before they'll unfold. So trying to force that there. Fold the toes in, get them out of the way. And so as you see, we basically got super long legs. We're going to leave those for a sec. So his hands do this weird thing, kind of like this. That's why the wrists are super weak, because when he is in his his vehicle mode, his hands kind of just do that. I dare not to wonder why, I guess. But essentially, what we're going to do is end up folding his hands. As you see, they're kind of. Now let's see if I move these things out of the way a little bit. They're kind of like folded in like this. And around, so we try to match that, and how do I explain this? We kind of want it to, let's see if we can. Okay, so there's a small circular peg, and it's like right here on the shoulder. For me, actually, it's like a blast port type of thing, but it's not what it is. Anyway. And then we end up with this, and comparatively, so the back end more or less done. We need to try to keep this out because this ends up filling in the cavity here for the vehicle mode, and keep in mind that these are going to connect here. Actually, I think these, oops, like this. So we end up basically just kind of flapping it about, and it's just loose. Like, these are the last things you connect, because these kind of lock it all together. But there is these slots and tabs, and they just go into here. And so before we do that, we need to make sure that these are connected, and they're very small tabs on the bed here, and they don't really provide much stabilization. Frankly, for me, they normally just fall apart. But once you got that, you can start putting the tabs in. There's tab in front, tab in the middle here, and just make sure everything's aligned. Then once you do that, tab in the back, make sure those are up, and it does this, and it's okay. Then you can throw your guy in. It's not the most stable. Like, it comes apart frequently, but I mean, it rolls nicely. So I mean, we have that for it. It's just I wish there was some more like contact down here or something. It just doesn't have that. Anyway, just like with our Orion, the weapons get put into these ports here, kind of fill in the bed. It would have been nice if like they made the wall of the bed, but we don't get that. But there's just a lot of open space in the cab. He's just jiggling around there. He's a rattle at this point. But he otherwise, I mean, looks really good. Although this is clearly a robot's bottom. So let's move on to Orion here. As I had mentioned before, it's the same situation. The gun does this thing. And then, of course, here is the Headmaster. And now, I believe this used to be Ultra Magnus's head that came with RC. When you get the ToyBreak exclusive RC. And I'll show you him. As you see, it has the smaller white form that, if you're familiar with the G1 figure, had a small Optimus form with basically the whole part of the trailer for Ultra Magnus. But so they try to mimic that with this particular Titan Master, Headmaster. So yeah, that's basically it. Nothing else to show. Anyway, when I start unplugging all this stuff, I should have done this first, so these are freed up. So, you know, do what I say, not what I do, I guess. And as you see, we're just unfolding, and he's just one long piece. And rotate the waist, so you just don't forget later. And then we can start like turning the feet out from this figure. And we want to, there is this, it's kind of like barely a peg, and then it goes into this slot here. And once you get that in place, you can close these panels and they secure it, and then of course pull the foot out, and we'll repeat it over here, and close these panels, pull the foot out, and so far so good. Want to pull this up, fold this back, and as you see, we're filling the cavity here. So we have the arms, just like with Kup, except now in reverse, so we're pulling them out. And just like with Kup, the wrists are just kind of weak. Unplug, unplug. Also like Kup, these pegs don't stand for me, so I don't know what that's about. But here, let's put his head on first. Let's see if it'll let me do it this way. Sometimes, yeah, it's just easier to do it sideways like that. There you go. Oh. It's like I worry if I'm damaging the head by doing that, because sometimes they're just so tight and the heads on the little guys just don't want to turn, you know? Anyway, so he looks weird having Magnus's head on him, but for the custom I was doing for the Gator Prime, it made a lot more sense at the time. But here is him, complete here. Now, the head that came with him actually looks like Optimus' head, so that's kind of why I did the swap thing, because Orion Pax has a mouth, not a faceplate, typically. So that was why the swap anyway, and so he looks pretty good. I actually dig the coloring more on him than I do on Kup. So, yeah, definitely a good-looking figure. Probably never going to find him again. Might be able to find Kup, but just great figures for the mold.
With that said, tell me in the comments your thoughts on these items. Did you get them? And how was your experience with them? Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.